man. He announces the student loan forgiveness plan. I guess beggars can't be choosers, but in the beginning, a lot of people voted for him because he said he was going to eradicate student loans. Okay, but his plan is admirable. So what's going on is, if you're has student loans like I do you have student loans?
Yeah.
You still got them, or you done?
Nah, they were absorbed into my house years ago.
How you do that?
The value of my house at the time went up significantly, and so I did like a second mortgage, rolled my student loans in there, and I eventually sold that house, and they're gone.
I had no idea you can do it. That was even a thing.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was.
Are you a homeowner?
I'm trying to be, so I think I'm
you
gonna
gotta
do
get
that.
a home. Once you get some positive equity, you could refi
Yeah.
and take out some extra money, put it in there.
Yeah.
For sure.
There you go, people.
Yeah. Unexpected financial advice.
The plan is he's just forgiving some of your debt. So $20,000 if you went to college on a Pell Grant, and $10,000 if you didn't receive any Pell Grants. And also there's a salary.
Why does it matter?
Why is that? What?
Pell Grant is going to
Isn't that free money?
it's going to identify that you came from a poor household, that your parents made less than a certain threshold that changes over time. But
so they incentivize that.
yeah. So it only applies to those currently earning less than 125 a year.
Damn, I'm out.
So everyone.
Shit.
And it has been extended. Student loans as a whole which has been on pause now for a couple of years. It's been extended to December 31st of this year. All of that is a part of this Biden's administration's. Now
this is student loan debt plan. Is this just something that's proposed and not actually law yet?
It's supposed to be. This is supposed to be. It has been agreed upon.
I think it's a lie.
In what respect?
I think
That
it's
it's not
going
gonna
down.
happen.
What's that?
It's never gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
You don't think so?
No.
Now I was gonna read. So some officials have commented on it. Let's get here. So I have a Republican and Democrat. One is in the Senate. If I can get to my things here, I got a lot of crazy things in here. I screenshotted it. Where we at? There we go. All right, so we got Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. He says,
Is he in like 98?
yeah,
He should be dead.
he says Biden's policy is astonishingly unfair. Astonishingly. Oh my gosh, I swear I went to school, people. President Biden's student loan socialism is a slap in the face to every family who sacrificed to save for college, every graduate who paid their debt, and every American who chose a certain career path or volunteered to serve in our armed forces in order to avoid taking on debt.
Hey, Mitch, fuck you.
Right.
That guy is a
school.
piece of shit.
He went to school.
He should be
when
dragged
classes were
behind a
forced
motor
in.
vehicle in chains until he disintegrates.
He literally went to school when classes were $1 a piece.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, my guy, who I've actually never voted before, but if I was, it was going to be for this guy, Bernie Sanders. He calls Biden's student loan relief plan an important step forward in providing real financial help to a struggling middle class, adding that more still has to be done, though. But we have to do more at a time of massive income and wealth inequality. Education from preschool through graduate school must be a fundamental right for all, not a privilege for the wealthy few. Senator Bernie Sanders there. So, this plan is drawing a lot of, comments from both sides, Republicans, Democrats. That's the reason why I read those. And
We need to control the cost of education.
yeah.
We are surrounding ourselves with incompetent fucking morons.
Yeah.
People that are unskilled and unsuited to do anything. And that drags us all down, regardless what your political party or affiliation is. We need education. We need people with job skills that can function in a modern economy. And we need a lot of them. When we have people that are just uneducated, unskilled in any workforce, and I say this because, the college path is not for everybody. I mean, you can be a tradesperson, you can become, an apprentice at some sort of functioning thing and make a great living. But to the amount of unskilled, just unworkable people is overwhelming. And it's a huge burden on society. And then you have this situation where the people that did take the steps to go to school and took on this debt, now they're just struggling. And maybe they have decent jobs, not outstanding jobs, and they're just financially burdened by this debt of education that just goes on. I mean, like a lot of people, you're not 3 years removed from school and you still have student debt, and it's like, when does it end? When can you get into the positive? And when you don't have that debt and you have a decent income, it brings you closer to home ownership. It brings you closer to being a potential investor, stock market, different things of that nature.
Business owner.
And you potentially the flexibility and have the ability to get credit and do business ownership. It opens up the economy. And it's this ridiculous notion that just student loans is this, is this burden. And Mitch McConnell talk about like it's an insult to people who paid for loans. Yeah, you grew up in a different era, man. You didn't have a cell phone. Maybe you had to shit in the outdoors. I don't give a damn. Like, progress, move forward. Yeah. The problem with the Republican mentality is they are just such a regressive bunch of assholes. They just want to hold you back socially, hold you back economically under this vague notion of patriotic, religious horse shit. Mm-hmm. They need to be eradicated with student loans. So, I mean, like, here, we'll erase $10,000 of student loan, and you get to kill the Republican of your choice.
Your choice.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
That's progress. We've moved the needle. But I mean, just this whole notion, I mean, you cannot burden people financially and then expect them to be productive. I mean, you want people to have money to spend in the economy and to grow and progress their lives. I mean, not to just be servicing debt for 25 years.
Yeah.
For what? And a lot of, I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff. I hate like the horseshit universities that are like these weird places where they try and recruit students to get like degrees and stuff like this, and really it's just a scam where you just want to enroll somebody, have them stick around for 30 days till the financial aid money hits, and then you have no interest if they continue. You're on to the next. Yeah. And they feed on people that didn't go to school right out of high school and have kind of maybe had some things happen in their life, and now they're trying to do the right thing, but whatever, they almost have no admission standard other than if you're willing to take a loan. Whereas if you're trying to go to a conventional university, it's much more difficult. There's so much nonsense and so many obstacles, financial and otherwise, to education in this country. It's embarrassing.
It is, and we're so behind, in education compared to other countries and things like that, because it even goes deeper and further than that. Because there should be more concentration in the high schools and middle schools as far as offering more opportunities like trade schools and things like that. So every student isn't. Because some kids, they come out of high school and they just go to college just because, you know what I mean? And they rack up that student loan debt because it's either, to them, their only choices are college or the military. And it's like, well, I don't want to fucking get shot in the head, so I'm just going to go to college. Really, when they don't want to go to college. And that knowledge is not given to them. It's not given to them in the home, which is a different, separate issue, but it's not given to them to where they go to spend 8 to 9 hours a day, every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's an area where I feel a little bit conflicted because, personally, I went to college directly. My parents were able to pay for undergrad. I went to law school. That was done on loans that I ultimately had to deal with. For each of my kids, I've provided the opportunity to go to undergrad, without them coming out of pocket. I get that sometimes you just don't know what you're into, but I also don't really ascribe to let me graduate high school and fuck around for 2 or 3 years and then figure out what I want to do.
Right.
That's just wasteful too.
No, it is. But if you provide them with more, with more answers, you know what I mean? More opportunities, more options. excuse me is the word. If you provide the kids with more options, they are aware they can choose more wise. Now there's still going to be some
Yeah, no,
gonna
so
fuck around for a year or two, but I'm just saying. You
yeah.
need more options.
If there's more, almost like high school internship opportunities, things where you get to I do think there's a massive thing where you do have to introduce people to what jobs look like.
Yes.
When they're in high school and again when they're in college. Like, what does it mean to be, a staffing person?
Yeah.
What does it mean to be, like, what does your day look like as a personal injury attorney?
Mm-hmm.
What does your day look like as a chemical engineer? Like, what is that? And then people have a better sense of, I kind of like that, or it's interesting, or I know one thing in life, I don't want to do that, and that I think is a big thing. And I'd love to see more, more businesses do a better job of like, almost like, like not even the level of an internship, but just like observational days. Like, come in, you can track me at my job for a day.
Job shadowing.
Job shadowing. That's a good, stuff like that where you can, as a kid, maybe when you get to 16 or something, those are opportunities to become available to you. So you have some concept of what a person does for a living, like what that entails. I think there's a big reality shock, whether you go into the workforce out of high school or you get your degree and now you're working, and then you're kind of like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to do this like all day, like tomorrow too, the day. Yeah, man, that's the job. But it's tough, and a lot of kids now, I think, in this generation are like kind of drawn to the like entrepreneurial stuff, and they kind of have a lot of resentment or anxiety or whatever you want to about working for somebody else, and kind of they control your time and stuff like that. I mean, there's something to be said for that, but that's also not for everybody. Not everybody's built to be an entrepreneur, and you don't want to just, if you're not built for it, you don't want to screw around like not being productive in any aspect, pretending to be an entrepreneur.